We're looking for input from you who are more tactically minded than we might be.
Crash shrugs and says, I should be able to construct something by tomorrow that would be of use. Isn't that right, Train? Yes, it is. We're playing All Flesh Must Be Eaten, Train. You want to be the zombie master?
He really held that horn down.
Yeah.
He knows he's passing by you.
Yep. It's like, oh shit, there's a light up there. How you know I'm passing by?
Grimace in the glowing towers.
Shit. I definitely don't feel like I'm in a tower, that's for sure.
The tower now.
It's the attic of like a 2-story house or something.
Yeah, it's a bonus room. At any rate, Crash says, I should be able to stitch something together with what I've got that could be of use, but I'd have to be out there deploying it.
Well, for the actual
plan,
strike, we
as
wouldn't
we were
mind
talking
the
about
assistance.
Was to set off the bombs somewhere to lure them away and distract them, while Fletch runs in and throws a Molotov at their giant pile of wood.
It is a giant pile of wood.
And it's right next to one of their main buildings they're using.
Breaker
We're
shakes
hoping
his
it'll
head.
set some fires.
Yep, Breaker
They
shakes his
burn
head.
for a while.
Giant pile of wood. Why are they gathering wood?
For the
burn
pyres,
people.
they're burning people alive.
They seem to call it cleansing or some such.
Well, how do you know they're burning people? You haven't seen it, have you?
Well, last night when we went in, there was a woman tied to a post that looked a little bit charbroiled, and today it looks even more charbroiled.
Let's also say there wasn't...
And the sacrifices are disappearing each night.
Yeah.
Well, if they're not burning people to death, they're still having a big old bonfire. That's why they're collecting wood.
I think their guards are like Grimith. The guards that we just encountered, they were kind of crispy, weren't they? Their images look burntish, at least.
Yeah, they looked a little crispy.
They could be making their guards through this ritual as well.
Burn a corpse to a zombie.
Ace shakes his head, and he pipes up with, whether any of you found anything more about that leader who was supposedly out there, because all of the other quantities, like the cultists, they're humans, they can be measured, and these slow-walking zombies, those can be measured as well, although they're using baseball bats. But what about Megaphone or whatever?
I wish we had more to go on with him. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get close enough to really...
Because if you're suggesting that he can somehow command these things...
I think he can command... And this is pure speculation. I've never seen anything like him. I've never heard of anything like him. I don't want to believe he can just command all of the undead. Maybe just the ones that he's creating.
I hope we're wrong.
I just hope
But we
he's
need to kill these guys either way.
It would be nice to be wrong.
Even if we're wrong.
I don't understand how some minor zoot suit wearing pretend gangster turned cultist with the apocalypse could have somehow gotten a hold of such power as to he was human when you saw him. He was human when you saw him, right?
Yep.
3 weeks ago, give or take. I see what you're saying. There's probably somebody bigger.
Yeah, dude, I don't know the story behind all this either. And
Night.
again, I hope we're wrong, but even if we are wrong, we need to kill these guys.
Does Trusty Tony's just say night?
You said someone bigger, and that's the first guy that Trusty Tony would think about.
So does he actually say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay.
It's quite often that things that we mean for out-of-character comment get pushed in character anyway, so
Yeah, check for confirmation.
Yeah.
Give a glance his way, not dismissing the thought.
I mean, Knight is supposedly the guy who created the zombie plague, maybe. This guy is...
Lance goes, wait, what?
That doesn't make sense.
I think that was one of the rumors.
Yeah. Tony's just putting 3 and 3 together.
Who's this Knight guy?
Out of character, I believe that was one of Ace's crackpot
Yes,
theories.
it was. Yeah, but Lance is like, wait, who's this doctor? What? Knight?
He's the guy who held us captive and was researching the zombie stuff. And was these guys' boss.
So didn't it kind of...
Lance actually looks like a little unnerved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoa, yeah. You didn't realize we're balls deep in this.
We were in the same feeling you were about a month ago.
Yeah.
Dr. Franklin Knight?
Oh, so you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Wait, how have you heard of him?
Because he used to work here.
There's like a noticeable pause, and then like the heads of like the soldiers like slowly turn to look at Lance.
Yeah, but just because you work by or you live by a military base doesn't mean you know the names of the people in it.
Yeah, fair enough. What's up, Lance?
Especially doing secret research.
How you know this guy?
Like Lance like actually like lowers his head, like scratches like a bit, like lifts a hand, like nervously like rake it through the incredibly wonderfully looking chest.
Oh, that's my brother-in-law.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I punched him in the dick once. Yes.
There was a sealed door I'd come across at one point, one that Army Salvage had apparently left untouched by orders of Dr. Franklin Knight, who, as far as I am aware from anything that I've seen, was the utmost leader here of Fort Drake. It was still active, functioning keycard access. There was no way I could get through it. I just let it be.
Functioning keycard access?
Yeah.
Potman turns to the military guys and says, "Is that what you guys were sent here to get?"
There is still like it's still like looks of like all of the military people at Lance. It's like, what? I didn't know. Dr. Franklin Knight?
No, that's fine. We didn't tell him until now. He's right.
No, it said, I'm pretty sure it said reactor. And the only reason I found it was because of infrared lights. I didn't actually expect lights to be functioning down there, let alone infrared ones.
Wait, reactor?
That's what the door said.
Huh. Are we on top of a nuke?
We're probably on top of a lot.
There's no way this is on top of a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to have big cooling towers, aren't they?
Like Riggs like looks like beneath the veil, it's like an utter look of derision and scorn at Potman. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know. This place still has power. That's weird.
Geothermal, maybe?
Shut up.
Riggs shakes his head. I don't know. I think that's impractical. Geothermal wouldn't really do much.
Especially up in the mountains.
Too inefficient. Wouldn't be the military at all. Inefficiency.
Just nervously laughed.
Efficiency like a nuclear reactor?
You're right. It's probably, like, as far as efficiency goes, it's more likely crude oil.
The photovoltaic arrays themselves were quite novel.
Well, what do you think might be down there?
Riggs slowly shakes his head. Not sure.
Something that doesn't require an exhaust. At least we haven't found an exhaust.
Zombie reactor.
Riggs looks at Lance and says, what did the note say? And Lance was like, just said by order of Dr. Franklin Knight and some other... I don't remember the names. This door was to be left untouched.
We still have a key card.
We do?
Remember when we left the lab? I had grabbed the guy's his lab coat that had his key card in it.
Shit.
That was Dr. Franklin Knight.
Was that his?
No, not Dr. Franklin Knight. That was Savage.
No, it was the other.
Savage.
Yeah, it was Doc Savage.
Dr. Richard Savage and his Omicron pass.
And then Knight used his key card to open the elevator, so there was no reason to really hand it over.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a key card. I don't know if it would work here.
Lance shrugs and says, I could attempt to take you all to it, but I've never really tried to get there from here.
How far is this down there?
Lance, it's a labyrinth down there. It really is an interweaving maze of passages and rooms and wide hallways. Basically like...
All right, you know what?
I suppose the thing to consider is, does it give us an advantage for the attack? Otherwise,
Exactly.
we can deal
Let's
with it
shelve
afterwards.
that until we've dealt with Artesia.
Otherwise, it might just take up an entire night and make us tired when we're about to go do dangerous stuff.
Something to think about, though.
Lance shrugs.
It's good to know, though. I'd actually be curious. Like, you've been here for a while. I'd be curious what other sort of stuff you've found. That'd be something to talk about later as well.
Lance nods, flashes a sparkling white smile.
The entire room is suddenly seduced.
No, it's Majesty abilities.
Shit, no.
Not Majesty. That's even better than Presence.
I've said it before, and I will say it again. Potman is down for being one dot of herd.
We are down.
You know, I'm going
if I could have vampire protection, yeah, I'd be okay
It's
with
going to
it.
depend on his generation.
If I get a vampire protecting me as his only source of food, shit, yes.
Depending on generation, I would just opt for being turned, embraced.
I wouldn't. Then I'd have to find a herd.
totally down.
And how's
as
Potman gonna get a
looks
dot of
around
herd?
the room. I mean, I've got my herd upstairs. What are you talking about?
Oh. Didn't realize you could have a herd of one.
That's one dot, one person.
I don't think it actually is.
Pretty sure it is.
Anyway, the thing
Well,
is,
because you can't feed on the same person every night, or else they slowly die because they can't heal back fast enough.
Okay. More to the point, let's focus on the fight, the thing that might end up with us dead, instead of the thing that might end up with us dead later.
So everything.
Yeah, everything's about to kill us, but we just need to focus on the things that...
So yeah, we blow a bomb. Yeah. Fletch uses the opportunity to Molotov their woodpile. And then sometime during the day, when the zombies don't have the advantage, because they don't need to see, we kill everyone.
Breaker pops up. What do you mean they don't need to see?
I have never seen a zombie have a problem with the darkness.
I mean, at long range they do, but close up, they just seem to find you.
They home right in.
They got poor bastard tracking radar.
So if nothing else, if we keep them up, for one, we'll be able to see better in the day unless we're using the infrared, which would.
And you guys don't know about
burning
zombies, do you? Did you know that they all home in at once?
It's like a hive mind thing?
Like, if you get close enough to them, they can be on the other side of a wall. They'll just know you're there, and every zombie in the area will come in at you.
Yep. Can confirm.
You think you hear Zane's teeth chattering over the radio.
Yeah, Zane, it's scary.
Yeah,
we survived through this.
We've been in a building with them hammering on the walls all night. It's not fun.
Hey, Zane calls out, the fucking reports didn't tell me that!
Look,
no, I can't imagine they did. How many people do you think survived?
Seriously.
Yeah, so
I suppose
we want to do it during the day when we can see them coming.
Not to mention we're looking
the darkness
to keep
doesn't help us.
We're looking to keep their living up all night so they're exhausted the next day.
That too.
Jax,
But yeah, it sounds like after this at some point we're definitely gonna have to sit down and tell you guys a thing or two.
Yeah, jeez. I can't believe I'm knowledgeable.
Yeah, Jax cracks his neck and says, Zane's just a fool. He didn't really pay much attention to those reports. He was too busy being scared.
Well, then we might need to tell him a thing
so you
or
actually
two.
did get that information. This isn't new.
Jax says, we've heard many things. We've participated in some infected combat.
Okay, that soothes my mind quite a bit.
It did work for tonight after all.
Okay.
What concerns me more is this cult leader, or whatever that you spotted, which caused, well... Jack says, I was there too. Then, he, tilts his head.
Yeah, megaphone McZoot.
He put his binoculars down so fast he forgot.
Jack's like, even if we destroy everything else, He looks over at Riggs. The rumor was that all of these creatures needed to constantly eat to sustain themselves, so I imagine we starve that out? Riggs shrugs.
Or we unload an entire magazine in its skull, I don't know.
Now we've encountered the normal walkers. They go down pretty easy. We've encountered the fat exploding kind, who are a little bit sturdier.
Oh,
than
jeez,
the
those
normal
exploding ones are scary.
So he's like,
Not
"Where
scary
did
as
they
rats,
explode?"
Don't remind me, the wall did not hold.
Well, there were also the ones that were...
I thought you were gonna die.
You thought I thought I was gonna die.
Everyone thought you were gonna die.
Crash and Breaker look pretty fucking unnerved. Zane is panicking on the radio.
And you've got the fast ones they're faster ones that seem to have some very low-level intelligence.
Man, don't forget the dogs.
The crowd...
You
The
saved me from those
the
dogs.
deer, the cows, and the fucking rats.
Man, I still remember what that cow did to the church.
Oh, God.
It moved
Just
like 3
pews
layers
everywhere.
of pews.
That almost worked. Sorry,
Fucking church.
you guys don't need to hear this, do you?
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
also remember from the church, the zombies can be pretty silent.
Oh yeah, that one that just snuck up on me.
Yeah, and rip you a new one.
Well, it did all the noise while we were shooting.
Potman's actually going to roll up his sleeve at that one and say, some of them have claws, see?
Crash and Breaker look pretty fucking unnerved, all told. Zane is
Yeah,
you think he might be hyperventilating?
He's had a heart attack on the roof and nobody is the wiser.
I'm lucky I got to keep this hand.
Yep. Riggs is trying to calm down Zane. It's not working.
It's like, you're lucky you're not dead.
As we've just kind of drifted off into nostalgia and we're talking out loud about the different things.
That we have somehow survived.
So Lance and Jax are looking at each other like... And Ace, he's cool with it.
He's gonna
Sure,
split way open.
You see these scars? Self-inflicted. And these scars? Self-inflicted. These scars? Self-inflicted. This one's a gunshot, though.
It doesn't count if the self-infliction was you hurling yourself through a fucking window.
He had good.
Then what does count, okay? If that doesn't
window
count,
had-
then what does?
That window had it coming.
Did it?
Yeah.
Alright, so anyway, Potman's just like... But yeah, there's a lot of stuff about zombies that we can explain.
Well, we can at least tell what we've
biggest,
seen.
Yep.
The biggest hindrance to zombies is definitely stairs.
And distance. If you stay a certain distance away, they just won't notice you. I mean, they'll notice
no,
really
they're,
big like sounds and stuff.
In the
but-
daylight, or if you're really obvious, they can notice you even at range.
But in general, as long as you just kind of keep a good enough distance away and don't make too big of sounds, you can just outwalk them.
Yeah, pretty much.
You should have seen the contraption we were wheeling around for a while.
Hey, we got a better wagon now.
Well,
Point is, we attack in the daytime when all their people are tired and when we can see the zombies.
I think we might have killed Zane.
Zane stopped hyperventilating.
when he passed out.
Riggs...
Falls off the building onto the ground.
Riggs is like, Breaker, go up there. Look at him. Breaker, sighs, and he fucking, trundles off to go up to the roof.
But just look at him. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Let him sit there.
Let him suffer.
Describe the situation to me in detail, and I mean detail.
Make sure you illustrate all of his sobs.
Do you think he's dead, sir?
Kick him.
Poke him with a stick.
All right, focus.
Us focus.
Yes.
We had been doing pretty
So-
well up until this point.
Yes.
More likely to grow a
I
spine
think
off.
I think we have outlined the plan fairly well. Does anybody else have, or does anybody have anything
Input.
further to add to it?
Crash thinks he can make a suitable enough bomb. The others, Ace is cool with it. Riggs is, well, it accomplishes the task. He's still frustrated over various things, including, you imagine, the new person here, but whatever.
Hey, dude, him and Potman both.
Come on, it's like common knowledge in a zombie survival situation. You kill 4, you keep 1. You kill 4, you keep 1.
Riggs just doesn't...
It's also common knowledge in a zombie survival situation that the pretty vulnerable one is either already infected or going to stab you in your sleep.
Riggs just doesn't understand how a news reporter is going to be of use here.
You just don't understand.
She's
them. That's
covered wars,
the
you know.
Yeah,
problem.
man, dude, this is something that Potman and Riggs can finally bond over.
Sure. Ace is pretty nonchalant about it. Jax is just wanting some action, so this sounds good. And Lance is... Well, he's still thinking
And
about
what's
Dr.
what's
Franklin
Riggs
Knight.
complaining about? We brought back 1 and we're gonna kill 60.
True.
It's
Yeah,
not about
probably.
killing, it's about not bringing back anyone.
But you know, it could be that one that you brought back.
It
that
could have
ends
been
up-
61. Damn it!
We could have saved them all.
Dude, it's not about killing, it's about not bringing back.
Alright.
Well, I mean, look, Fletch needed another pet. He's like that.
That's
That's
true.
He's lost his other one.
It's just not sticking around me because I'm not the next one to die.
I've been the next one to die for a long time now, but apparently that's not worked out.
There's time.
Well, no, you're still next.
So, with that, alright, with that in mind, Lance will actually look over at the military personnel and says, "In that case, I won't be able to keep watch tonight. I think I'm going to try to pinpoint exactly where that room was with the notice so that we can find it better, wherever it is.
Fair enough.
It's probably going to take me, with how that labyrinth down there is, maybe the entire night."
Will you be okay by yourself?
Lan says, "I have been exploring the labyrinth of this place and the warehouses for
Oh,
long enough."
I don't doubt it, but now there's a cult of people that want to sacrifice the living moved in next door.
I don't think they'll be down there waiting for me.
Honey, the neighbors are
Well,
cult.
if they are, kill them first.
Useful as always, Potman.
That's Potman for you.
There's gonna be some fucking burbs shit going on around here.
Which means he won't be available to take the roof watch, which means it'll have to go back to a division of various personnel. Let's see.
They'll manage or die.
Crash will be busy with the bomb.
Potman's gonna go back to reading unless someone has something more urgent for him to do.
I think Tony's going to attempt to use the knowledge from earlier in the day to make more silencers. Or at least attempt to.
Oh, Potman will mention that if any bomb casings need to be made, he is a metal worker.
Sans metalworking tools.
Yeah, Crash will note that if any bomb casings or anything this sort need to be made, he has made explosives.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just making the offer.
Sure, sure.
The explosives would be better not being in metal.
Do we have any? Well, it depends how much shrapnel you want. Do we have any, like, crafting tools? Like, what kind of... that can be handled between.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
can be handled
Sure.
in between. Riggs is gonna be busy with electronic shit. He doesn't want to keep watch. Fuck that shit. That's not his. It's not his job.
Zane,
But
you're
that's
on
the
watch.
most likely spot to get to shoot people.
Yeah, well, Riggs is so important. He handles the power and everything. The photovoltaic arrays.
So he's up there to take shots if he needs to.
Yes, of
He
course.
just waits for somebody else to say there's a target.
Which means that it'll end up being Jax, primarily, who takes watch during the night. Mixed with maybe a player character or two.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, once we get back, if we're doing stuff during the night,
and it'll end up being late afternoon. Samantha, if you tend to her, maybe. I don't know,
Yeah.
you might not care.
We'll go see to her.
You could try to patch up her wounds as well, if you so desire.
I would honestly ask the more experienced people to deal with it.
I can do that.
Cat,
I think it's either Cat or Riggs, and Riggs already wants her dead. So
Yep.
Yeah, probably not the best idea to ask Riggs to do that, no.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, look, she's emaciated. Tourniquet the neck.
speaking like perfectly candidly, he seems like the type of person to just kill her.
She suffered a massive laceration to her neck overnight. Yeah, amazing.
Subdural hematoma or some shit.
as he's holding like a crowbar covered in blood.
Some kind of embolism.
All right. In that case, you can go ahead and give me a first aid and intelligence, Chris. All right. Go ahead and give me another 1d10.
Nice.
That's a check of 16, which is still 4th level success. I do believe that gives her
4.
I think it's 4, yeah. I think it only heals 1 point per.
Yeah.
You know,
Better than nothing.
better than nothing indeed.
You know, she has so many wounds. Could she get like first aid for each one?
No. It's only for the last wound that she's taken, which
I tried to waste all of our
help.
first aid supplies.
Bit of help, and as Kat can definitely tell, especially that success, she has suffered numerous external and internal injuries. They appeared to have been designed so as to not cause like permanent, like cripple the vessel they might want to sacrifice. But they, whoever has done this to her, and it does appear from the size and shapes of weapons that many things have been inflicted upon her, took pleasure in it.
Yeah.
Irving, you son of a bitch. Just keep running into his handiwork.
Yep. Alright. In that case, with the idea we'll be at night, and I'll go ahead and subtract those rations. Take some of that, and I'll go ahead and put in minus 15 per day now, because we'll do that side of math instead. It's 5 people.
How
Eating a
often
ration
do
each.
we want to go check the traps?
At least every other day.
Okay.
So they've been cleared out. Obviously, some of them have been, scared. Like the bear traps, for instance, on actual bears. Those kind of got fucked up. The bear didn't just lay there and die in the paw. Bear kind of got angry.
We show up, it's still there, pissed off.
Yeah.
You had to punch it.
So some of the animals, they ended up, chewing their legs off. It's an animal trick, and they end up dying due to blood loss or whatever.
And then there's a zombie bear chasing after you with one leg.
So, there are many considerations to take in.
I think you mean a zombear.
Yep.
The zombie bear. Got it.
It's a type of
Cataclysm has
term.
prepared us well.
Yep.
Expect you to know it.
I'm going to go out there and see here. But, yeah, in regards to a night watch sort of thing, we'll go ahead and structure that out so that we can have, say, 3 individuals doing 4 hours each. Jax will end up taking one of those shifts.
Trusty Tony will take one.
Okay.
Let's see, and we were going, I believe it was tomorrow night to do the fucking up.
Yeah, I
Of
do
the
believe that's
town.
what I heard.
Okay. Sure, I'll take one if others are unavailable.
All right. Well, in that case, Jax has had a very busy day. He'll actually end up doing his watch at the end then. So first we'll get one from Trusty Tony, because I know he'll want to have uninterrupted sleep,
Yes.
and he will campaign very heartily for that. All right. Then we'll have one from Fletch. These will be at a stiff -4 penalty as well. It's dark outside.
It's dark outside.
Alright.
We're not
Yeah.
running the lamps, and
I've already included the -4 of them.
Okay. All right.
Superb.
yeah.
And I will end up
It would have
doing
passed.
his notice check as well. This will not be at a... I have to factor in the Okay. That's not factoring in the -4, so that's a 7. Good.
We are credit to team.
Good. Very long, arduous night. Lots of things happened. Lots of things transpired. Lots of events occurred.
We all wake up dead.
Very busy day, sort of
Forgot
activity
waking up.
transpiring. Yeah, all
I woke
sorts of
up-
things.
yeah.
We're,
And,
Zombie now.
Well, the fact that the perception checks went all through the night would suggest nothing happened during the first 2 shifts.
No,
Eh?
or Grimace is making us roll them for no reason, just
Yeah,
to
that's
get
right.
height detection.
who can say? We can keep the session going for a bit longer. Why not?